gals, Malcoof1974 coming back at you with a new series. It's been a while since I've done a series, and I'm working on playing Ark right now, so I figured why not just do some Ark series, get some videos back moving. This isn't going to be really like a Let's Play, but it's going to be kind of, you know, kind of a like a Let's Play slash tutorial, kind of. But anyway, I'm coming at you from the IronMine servers. We are on a modded IronMine Olympus map, and we have a lot of mods on this map, but one particular mod that I really have kind of grown fond of after I've looked at it and wanted to see it is called the Steampunk Mod. And one of the things behind me you can see is something that we have to work on today. Kind of hopefully this episode will help me and also help you if you're starting out with this particular mod on a modded server. Obviously you have to be on a modded server. You're not going to find this on a vanilla server, but if you're lucky enough to have friends that have a modded server, that's great. And if you have this mod, or if you don't have this mod, I highly suggest it because it actually adds a little bit more life back to Ark if you're getting a little bit bored with the vanilla stuff. So anyway, let's get out of here and we'll talk about it again. Again, we're on the IronMine server. There's a bunch of YouTubers on here that do videos on this. You can see them in the description down below, like MonkeyPuzzle and Arahli and a bunch of other guys and girls. And you know, check them out, and you'll see what's going on in the server. I'm not gonna get too much into it this episode. I just want to start getting right into this whole thing. So to start off with, unfortunately, how Ark works. The mods themselves are not able to have a separate filter for their stuff. As you know, if you have the different DLCs for Ark, they all have different filters where you can kind of filter through what's what and the stuff you can see. But the mods cannot yet do that, so that's unfortunate. So there is a couple tricks you can use. It's not 100% foolproof, but it's pretty cool for this particular mod. One thing in the search engine, if you want to find particular engrams for this mod, is you can type in copper, and you will come up with a bunch of different things with the copper name in it. Unfortunately, all the engrams do not have copper in it. Another common one is the name of the mod, which is Steam. And then you can add punk. You can actually do punk too, and I think that comes up a little bit less, but Steam is much better. Still, you don't have everything that's in Steam. So another word you can do is like metal, because there's a few things like the metal blast furnace, that's steampunk. Let's see, that just has metal in their name. Unfortunately, that brings up a lot of other stuff. There's a few odds and ends, like the outhouse. The outhouse is it's basically the bathroom of steampunk. So, yeah, so that's kind of a few tricks that you can use to get into this. So, to get started in this mod, number one, if you look at my guy, I am quite established, but I'm not really established well. I don't have my own base yet. I'm actually still in the community center. I got my own little house here. I got my three tames here, which is just a bunch of utility dinos. This is not mine. This actually belongs to the IronMine group itself that we can all just use, but we usually tag our own tames with whatever our name is. For me, I'm Malcoof1974, so M74 is my tag. Alright, so we get that out of the way. So if you see all these other houses, these aren't mine, and these other tames, these aren't mine. These all belong to other players on this server. So to get started in Steampunk, we need 3 machines to start out with, believe it or not. One of them is the one we're looking at right here, and it's called the metal blast furnace, and we'll go over that in a second. The other one, we'll go back to the engrams, is we'll look up, let me see, Steampunk. Okay. The other one is the workstation. Now you need the workstation to make the last one that we're going to make, but the workstation, unfortunately, you need the smelter over here to make the workstation, and then you need the workstation to make the other thing. Once you get these 3 going, you can start kind of branching off into other things, and we'll get into that later. So I do have, like I said, the blast forge here, and I already do have a workstation built here. The last thing you're going to need is actually, again, called a forge, but it's, what's it called here? The copper forge. What this helps you make is the copper plates that you need to make a lot of the stuff in this mod. So let's go over this baby right here. So when you're starting out and you're playing, unfortunately you're not going to be able to build this, even though you can build it at level 1, or level 0 I should say. But it takes cementing paste 150, metal 250, obsidian 100, and silicon pearls 50, so it's not actually something you can build at that level. I think he kind of put it at that level just for you can see it. You don't have to actually search for it, but I am level 69, and I just started getting into this mod. I wanted to get it established a little bit, get my roots in there, get my utility dinos going, etc., etc., and we do have extended XP on this thing, so we kind of gain on this server, so we kind of gain levels a little bit quicker than if you just were using the vanilla stuff. So that's, you know, I suggest first, before you start building stuff, just get a little bit established first before you start doing this. So anyway, this thing does a few different things. As you can see, I'm making the smelted copper ore. This is the thing you need before you actually can make the copper plates. And to make these, you need iron, or metal ingots in this case. And the metal ingots are 1-to-1 for the ore. And you also need, what do you need? Stone, correct? Yep, you need the coal and the stone. The coal in this thing that this thing makes is a steampunk resource. But the interesting thing about it is that you can use this resource for other things other than the recipes that Steampunk uses. You can use coal to replace whatever you call it. Why can't I think of it right now? Every time you burn wood in something, it gives you basically coal, and then you turn that coal into gunpowder. But you can use this coal to do the same thing and to make gunpowder. So charcoal is what you usually use. Sorry, the vanilla thing, and then you can use just coal. As you notice, I don't have any charcoal in here, but it's going to allow me to make gunpowder if I wanted. I can make 50 of them. We have stack mods in here too, so if you're wondering why my stacks are a little bit abnormal, that's why. So yeah, so the coal can be used as other things. One thing you don't want to get confused about is that yes, you can put your iron ore into here and it will give you iron metal ingots, but this is not a vanilla ingot, and I'm going to show you why. If you look at the weight, it says 0.1. If we go back over here, we look in here, and we look at this one. This is a vanilla metal ingot. It's actually 1 pound. So, and this is a steampunk ingot, even though it doesn't say steampunk. It's the same exact name, but it's actually different, but it's not really. So, it weighs less, and you can have 10 for every vanilla version of that. So, that kind of helps you out a little bit. The other thing about those metal ingots is that you can use them in any recipe in the game, even the vanilla one. So, if you, for instance, this armor I'm wearing, I made with, that's just your basic flak armor, I made with the steampunk metal ingot. So that's the cool thing. The other cool thing about this is not just the weight factor of it, it's the fact that this is actually for every 1 iron ore you put in here, you get 2 iron ingots when you melt it down. And to melt it down, let me see, where is it? Why can't I see it? Where'd it go? Oh, it is right there. So you need the coal to start out with, which is this coal up here, which you can make by putting wood in here, and it'll make the coal. It'll make the coal for you, and it'll burn 1 to 2. So for every ore you make, you get 2 ingots out of it. So this basically doubles your recipe quite quickly. By the way, I believe it takes 24 of your iron ore. Does it at each cycle, so you'll end up with almost 50 ingots per thing. And last but not least, This takes spark powder to run, so if you want to fire it up, you need spark powder. And I can tell you that this spark powder lasts for a very, 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 very long time. So you don't need a whole lot of it. So that's what you need this. So this is the first thing you need for you can do all your iron stuff. This will double your iron ores. So unlike vanilla, which you don't get double, you don't even get 1-to-1 with vanilla. So this is definitely the idea if you have this mod installed to use and get built as quick as possible, for you can start doubling your ores and get a good supply of resources for you not taking so many trips back and forth. Next, you'll have to obviously make your workstation. Now the workstation you can make in your own crafting bar by hand. It takes cementing paste 30, glass panels 20, metal ingots 75, and now you need the smelted copper to help build it. And once you build that, you can build a lot of the other things like the furniture, all the stuff that we need. Not everything, but a lot of the stuff that we're gonna go off here with some other episodes here. But what we're interested in is, again, the forge. So the third thing that we need is the forge. Now I have most of my stuff in here, but the smelted copper ore. So I'm gonna go grab 200 of those. Actually, probably grab more than that. I'll just grab a stack. 200. Actually, I'll grab a bunch of them because they don't really need to be in here. There we go. I'm gonna place them all in here. Oh, so we had a little bit of lag there. We don't need that in there. I'm gonna put these glass panels in there too. And let's go like this one more time. And now I can actually make this forge. So let's build that. I don't know why I put those iron things in there, because I actually need them for the next part here. I'm encumbered. Wow, that thing's heavy. Okay. Let me put that back. Let me kind of empty out my pockets here. Put everything in here. Get it all out of the way. And we'll put this food away. This is a completely different mod we're not going to get into because it's not relevant to what we're doing. And I did find that blueprint, so I'll show that in here. Oh, and I found that blueprint. What am I at for weight? I'm going to get rid of that. I don't need that. Wow, I did find a lot of stuff on my adventures out there. Alright. So let's see if I can carry this thing now. Alright, yeah, we can. Alright, so we'll come out here, inventory this. I just go like this. So it's not all that big, so that's good. I can kind of fit it right next to this, which works. There we go. You go in there, and of course, you gotta go like this. Grab this back. I'll keep those 20 in there. And I'm gonna make some metal plates. Throw these in here. And you need spark powder for this, so let's get some spark powder. I gotta make sure I get it from my okay, this, unfortunately we're this close together. S plus will grab anybody's stuff, so I'll just kind of go in here and I'll grab this stuff just to go like that, and we'll go like this, like that. We should be able to turn it on, and we should be able to just click these. Oh wait, do I need something else? What do I need? Oh, I need glass panels too, huh? Wow. Okay. Like I said, I'm learning with you guys here. I got 7. So the one thing about this mod is you're gonna need a lot of resources to actually do it. So that's something to keep in mind. So I'm gonna need so much of that. So let's grab some more of my crystals here. This, and I'll just make a bunch more of these. And if you look, I have only 5 panels. Not a great start because I need a lot more of these crystals. It looks like you can make glass panels and that. The glass panels and that. So that's interesting. It can use both. So you need a lot of crystal to make all this stuff. Huh. I wonder if that's something they changed. That's interesting. I'll make some of that. So, I mean, that's basically it. These are your 3 starting things that you need to start getting basically on the way in this mod. And I think in next episode I'm going to start getting into more of the building stuff, because I want to change this whole building to the doors and stuff. We can go like this, the copper. So we can start building some of the walls and stuff like that, and doors. I'm going to convert this whole building into a steampunk building, just to kind of go with my whole flow of what I'm doing. And I'll probably do that off camera, then I'll come back. You guys will, next episode, I'll show you the building materials that you can use in steampunk, and to build your houses and stuff like that. So until then, guys, this is MonkeyPuzzle1974. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back at you soon enough. Malkuth, out of here.